Alright, ladies and gentlemen, sport lovers across the globe, welcome to yet another interesting edition of Sport 3 on Kiraa Sport TV. My name is Ibidapo Miracle Oluwadame Lola. This edition promises to be entertaining as I'll be taking on the happenings in order sports, starting from the local story before we go to the international story that I have on my table today. Taking a look at the fixtures for the NPFL Match Day 1 that ended over the course of the weekend. We take a look at that, and that will be the first thing that I'll be starting with this morning. So we take a look at the table, how the NPFL table looks like after Match Day 1. Ladies and gentlemen, let me confirm to you some games that happened over the course of the weekend. For Remo Stars, the defending champion, they had a 1-1 draw. Yeah, that was on Friday with Rivers, and also Abia Warriors on Sunday. They defeated Kano Pillars by a goal to nil, while the likes of Enugu Rangers and also Kun Khalifa, the newly promoted side, it ended 0-0. And also the likes of Economy Warriors defeated Bendel Insurance by 2 goals to nil. Brau, the new promoted FC, and also it ended 0-0 between them, while the likes of United and also Ikorodu City, it ended 0-0 also for them. The likes of Wiki Tories and Plateau United. Wiki Tories got their maximum point, a slim victory, 1 goal to nil. And also the likes of Castina United suffered defeat away from home, at home rather, by Wadi Wolves. It ended 1 goal to nil also. Shooting Stars of Ibadan suffered defeat also by Bayelsa United by a goal to nil. And also for the features I have with me here later on tomorrow, Niger Tornadoes will win up against Nasarawa United at exactly 4 p.m. Nigerian time. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go take a look at how the table looks like presently. Yeah, where do you think your team is? Let's quickly run through that particular. Let me confirm to you on the log table presently. First position is Economy Warriors. Yeah, they have 3 points for themselves. They are the only team that scored 2 goals in the opening game of the Nigerian Premier League, while Abia Warriors are at second position with 3 points also. Bayelsa United also got maximum 3 points. Abia Warriors, while Wadi Wolves rather got maximum point. Yeah, the likes of Wiki Tories also got maximum points. So it is just only 5 teams in the Nigerian Premier Football League that were able to win their first game of the match day week 1 for the NPFL. Away from that, let's go to NNL today. Let me confirm to you that Adamawa United set to appoint Abara as their new head coach. Let me confirm to you that Nasiru Abara is set to be appointed as the new head coach of the Nigerian National League and then outside Adamawa United. Yeah, Abara imminent appointment was confirmed by the Nigerian Football Federation NFF player, intermediary Shaibu Shakubu Labuso. That was on Monday yesterday. The young tactician previously worked with Niger Tornadoes Feeders and also the likes of Mike Kunkele FC. Let me also understand that Adamawa United are expected to finalize their details of the new coach appointment before the start of the 2025-2026 NL season. Adamawa United also are currently gearing up for the 2025-2026 under the guidance of the club assistant coaches. Yeah, they failed to reach the NNL playoff that was last season, according to the report I have on my table. Away from that particular story, taking a look at the World Cup qualification, Super Eagles will beat Rwanda and South Africa. That's coming from Ikpeba. Let me confirm to you today that the former international Victor Ikpeba has backed the Super Eagles to get their 2026 FIFA World Cup qualification campaign back on track with victories over Rwanda and also South Africa. According to the report, Eric Charles have actually recorded just 1 win from 6 games in the qualifying series. The West African occupies 4th position in their group with 7 points from 6 games. South Africa topping the table with 13 points from the same number of matches. Nigeria will welcome the Amavubi of Rwanda in a match day 7 encounter at the Goswe Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo, on Saturday, September 6th. They will travel to Bloemfontein 4 days later for the clash here with the Bafana of South Africa. The paper believe the Super Eagles will get the job done in the upcoming games. Yeah, there is a pride, determination, and also honor to play for your country. I believe the boys are now ready and also determined to do the job against Rwanda and also South Africa. The former Monaco striker told the correspondent media. Don't forget that the Super Eagles camp for both games will open next week Monday as far as that particular encounter is concerned. Moving away from that particular, let's take a look at another local story popping up. It's official. Producer German Feminine unveils Rashidat Ajibade. Let me confirm to you today that taking a look at the French Women's League on sides. Paris Saint-Germain Feminine has officially unveiled the Nigerian Super Falcons forward Rashidat Ajibade on a 2-year contract with an option for extension. Then the Super Eagles captain joined PSG after leaving Spanish Iberdrola club Atletico Madrid Feminine at the end of last season. Following the expiration of a contract, Ajibade, who led the Nigerians to victory at the 2004 Women's African Cup of Nations, has already resumed training with a new teammate. Let me confirm to you that the clubs confirmed, arrived that was on Tuesday morning. Today, State Paris Saint-Germain is pleased to announce the signing of Nigerian international Rashidat Ajibade, who has committed to the club until June 30, 2027. The new teams up with compatriot Jennifer Echegini in the French capital. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's move from that particular one and take a look at another local story popping up here on my profile. La Liga, Etafe coach stresses importance of the Super Eagles stars Uche. Let me confirm to you today that taking a look at the Etafe head coach, that is Jose Budalos, has actually once emphasized the importance of the Nigerian forward Christantus Uche to his plan. According to the report I have on my table, Budala warned that letting Uche leave could actually create a major problem for the squad, as Premier League side Wolf closed in on a deal just worth around $20 million. The 24-year-old is expected to sign a 5-year contract with the English club despite the uncertainty surrounding his future. Uche featured against Sevilla at the weekend, playing the full 90 minutes. Let's hope he doesn't leave. I'm against him leaving. He's a very important player, and also he has become more difficult every day. But as I said after the match, we can't actually start from scratch every season without knowing the squad we have. If Uche leaves, we have a serious problem. I understand the situation. We can't actually be at the mercy of certain players as important as Uche. Uche was a key figure for Etafe last season, making 33 La Liga appearances, scoring 4 goals and providing 6 assists for the La Liga side. Away from that particular one, taking a look at another story here. It is the story regarding transfer updates for Rangers confident Desas will stay. Let me confirm to you that taking a look at Cyril Desas, Rangers manager Ruiz Martinez has expressed confidence that Nigerian striker Cyril Desas will remain at the club despite ongoing transfer speculation. Desas, a key figure for the Scottish Premiership side since the start of the season, has linked up with a move away from this club this particular summer. However, Martins insists the Super Eagles forward has shown no desire to leave. Speaking out of Rangers UEFA Champions League second leg qualifier, the coach said he trains properly, performs with the team. He has been fantastic. Sirius is very experienced, while some of the other players are still young, so things will actually be clearer in the next 10 days. No, Sirius haven't actually asked to leave, not once. We've actually made many discussions. He's been fully committed, and also we'll see how things will develop from that. That's coming from the coach of Rangers. Alright, finally on the local story that I have for you today, let's quickly take a look at this particular one popping up. Chelsea confident that Super Eagles can actually come back in the World Cup qualifier. Taking a look at the coach of the Super Eagles, that is Eric Chell, has actually expressed optimism that the Nigerian can still revive their fortune 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying campaign, insisting his team will surprise a lot of people in the remaining matches. Nigeria currently occupies fourth in the Group C, which was a 6 point from 6 possible games. Of course, 6 adrift of the leader, South African, who has 13 points. Rwanda and also Benin Republic are now 1 point ahead of the Super Eagles, while Lesotho sits at the bottom of the table. Chell, who actually took charge midway through the campaign, has overseen 2 features so far, scoring 2-0 victory over Rwanda in Kigali before ending in 1-1 draw by Zimbabwe in Uyo. His predecessor, Cyril, and also Finidi George managed 2 games each without a win. Let me confirm that meanwhile, Rwanda, Benin Republic, and Nigeria are all awaiting FIFA decisions on South Africa's 2-0 victory over Lesotho in March, with the table toppers accused of feeding an ineligible player. A possible point deduction could alter the dynamics of this particular group. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the international story that I have for you. But before we go to international story, first of all, let's take a look at some games that happened yesterday. For all the games that happened over Europe top 5 league, for the games that were played yesterday. Fantastic performance by Liverpool yesterday, making sure They got their maximum victory over Newcastle United yesterday. Let me confirm that Liverpool defeated Newcastle United yesterday by 3 goals to 2. And also for the likes of other games that went down is the likes of La Liga Santander. Other games, La Liga Santander, Athletic defeated Rayo Vallecano by 8 goals to 0. As Sevilla suffered defeat at home by Getafe, it ended 2 goals to 1. For the Italian Serie A, Udinese and also Verona, they both ended themselves to a 1-1 draw, while Milan whitewashed Torino by 5 goals to 0. For Brazilian Serie A, Palmeiras defeated Sport by 3 goals to 0. Later on today, let's see if games are scheduled to be happening. Yes, games are happening for the UEFA Champions League playoff for the second return legs of those particular games. In the first leg between Kiraa and also Celtics, it ended 0-0. And later on today, at exactly 15 minutes away from 5 p.m. 15 minutes away from 6 p.m. Nigerian time, it is when Kiraa will be going up against Celtic. And at 8 p.m. Nigerian time, Paphos will be taking on Red Star. Don't forget, first leg it ended in favor of Paphos, 2 goals to 1. And also Stonegrass and Bodo Glimt will be having their second leg, even though the first leg ended in favor of Bodo Glimt by 5 goals to 0. Other games that are scheduled to be happening today, it is the English League Cup. Yeah, you might want to call it Carabao Cup. Yeah, West Ham United will win up against Wolverhampton Wanderers at exactly 7:30 p.m. Nigerian time, and also 15 minutes away from 8 p.m. Nigerian time is when Bournemouth will win up against Brentford. Other games that are scheduled to be happening is the like of Stoke City taking on Bradford 15 minutes away from 8 p.m. Nigerian time, and also Leeds United will win up against Sheffield Wednesday for the games that are scheduled to be happening. Alright, ladies and gents, let's go to other news stories popping up. Let's go take a look at some transfer stories for you that I need to know that is actually wrapping up in the world of football. Let me confirm that Chelsea have agreed a deal to loan 24-year-old Senegal striker Nicolas Jackson to Bayern Munich. Also, England midfielder Kobe Mino, 20-year-old, will actually consider leaving Manchester United in the final weeks of the transfer window if the club receive a suitable offer. And also, Crystal Palace are actually tabled a $15 million for Manchester City Swiss defender Manuel Akanji, who is actually 30 years old. And also, Manchester United and also Denmark forward Rasmus Højlund, a 22-year-old, we actually get a sizable pay rise should he agree to join Napoli before the transfer deadline. Tottenham also could be facing rejection from a fourth major transfer target after Como turned down a $50 million offer from Spurs for their 20-year-old Argentina midfielder Nico Pace. And finally, on transfer story, Wolf we earned striker Jürgen Strand Larsen a new contract after rejecting a $50 million bid for Newcastle, but will still be tempted to sell the 25-year-old Norway international if they receive an offer in excess of $75 million. Alright, let's go to other stories popping up on my story here. We see the likes of EPL, no excuse for you this season. Rooney wants Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim. Ex-Manchester United striker Wayne Rooney has actually warned current manager Ruben Amorim that he has no excuse not to start winning games this particular season. United 1-1 draw at Fulham on Sunday means they are yet to win this particular Premier League campaign. They are yet to win a game. The Red Devils have spent over $200 million on new signings over the summer, bolstering their attack with Benjamin Sesko, Matthew Skune, and also Brian Mbramo. The arrival of the three forwards, raised expectation at Old Trafford, after they finished in the 15th position that was last season. Rooney has now issued a warning to Amorim on the back of a home defeat to Arsenal at the draw at Craven Cottage. Once you start getting into October or November, if result doesn't change drastically, that's when the pressure comes in. Away from that story, let's take a look at the Premier League review statement over Anthony Gordon's red card against Liverpool yesterday. The Premier League has issued a statement in which they explain why Newcastle forward Anthony Gordon was shown a straight red for a tackle on Liverpool Virgil van Dijk. The incident happened during the first half of the game at St James Park. And referee Simon Opa had initially booked Gordon for the foul. Opa was then directed to review it on the VAR beachside monitor and eventually overturned his decision. After VAR review, the referee overturned his on-field decision of a yellow card to Gordon. The Premier League Match Centre posted on social media and the Match Centre also quoted Opa's on-field explanation after review. The Newcastle United number 10 commits a serious foul play challenge. The challenge is with a speed and also marks clear contact on the Liverpool number 4 calf. The final decision is red card to Newcastle number 10. Liverpool also won 3 goals to 2 thanks to a goal coming in the 100th minute from the 16-year-old Rio Ungumora. This particular player is actually one of the feeders players of Chelsea. That was a year ago. All right, moving away from that, let's take a look at this also. His fight and losing battle. Fernando to Amorim comments on Mino and also Fernandez. Manchester United legend Rio Fernandez has actually reacted to manager Ruben Amorim comments on Kobe Mino and also Bruno Fernandez. Amorim has recently suggested that Manchester United Premier League 1-1 draw at Fulham at the weekend that Mino has to battle with Fernandez for a starting spot in his squad. Mino is set to play for the Red Devils in the Premier League this particular season. Yeah, that he has made to sit on the bench throughout the duration of the matches against Arsenal and also Fulham. How is Mino going to displace someone like him is going to be nearly impossible. Bruno is the guy they look to when they need a goal, when they need a moment, of course when they want a chance also. It is very, very difficult for him to actually compete. Alright, let's go to take a look at another EPL story. It wasn't a good game. Liverpool manager Slot slams Newcastle players. Liverpool manager and Slot has hit out that Newcastle United approached the Premier League clash on Monday night. The reigning champions threw away a 2-goal lead at St James Park, but ended up winning 3-2. Reverend Garbrandt and also Ugo Ekitike gave the Red a 2-goal lead in what was actually a fair-style encounter. Although Bruno Grimares and also William Osula levered the games for the Mark Pains, Rio Ngomo actually grabbed the dramatic late winner for the Reds. Speaking to a correspondent media, Slot said, "I'm not too sure if I saw a football match today. It's a set piece after set piece, long throw. Yes, I think actually have a lot to do with tactics, what I said before the game. But I like a lot how we actually stand too strong. Very difficult first half, 45 minutes, but we actually didn't collapse at all. We're still strong." That's coming from what? That's coming from the coach of Liverpool and Slot. And finally today, let's take a look at this particular story. Coming from the archive of Lampard to sign Chelsea Chilwell. Let me confirm to that Coventry City manager Frank Lampard is keen to sign Chelsea left back Ben Chilwell this particular summer. According to correspondent media, Simon Phillips, Lampard is actually keen to reunite with his former player at Coventry. The 47-year-old brought Chilwell to Chelsea from Leicester City in 2020 during his time in charge of the Blues. However, Chilwell is now deemed surplus to retirement under current manager Enzo Maresca. The 28-year-old who spent time on loan at Crystal Palace last season, could actually leave Stamford Bridge as Chelsea are open to sell him this particular summer. Chilwell is expected to leave Maresca's side before the summer transfer window closes next week. Let's take a look at some breaking news stories popping up on my story before I leave the studio finally today. And also don't forget, like I said earlier on, some games that are happening today for the predictions for the Carabao Cup. You can go take a look at that and also make your prediction know and the comment section for the games that are scheduled to be happening live and direct for today. And also for me, I think for La Liga games also, La Liga match day 1 has come to an end, obviously, and also we're still expecting some games to be happening live and direct for the La Liga. Okay, let's take a look at this before I leave the studio finally today. Let me confirm to you, this other news story popping up here is news regarding what? The news regarding transfer stories. Napoli in final stage to secure Oshland Vaquez signs Leverkusen contract. Let me confirm that Napoli are now in final stage of securing the signing of Rasmus Højlund from Manchester United. According to a reporter, the Denmark international will join Serie A champions on the loan with a buyback option, of course mandatory for a fee record close to $45 million. Meanwhile, former Real Madrid captain Lucas Vazquez have agreed a 2-year deal with Bayer Leverkusen. Defender will sign a contract until June 2027 with the Bundesliga champion. And also the 34-year-old is joining Harrington's side as a free agent, and also the Swinard has already done his medical. Vazquez will actually what we signed is 2-year deal with Bayer Leverkusen that will be happening live and direct onwards on Tuesday today. Ladies and gentlemen, this wraps things up on this edition of Sport 3 on Kiraa Sport TV. Till I come your way, this program is proudly produced by Engineer FM, and my name is Ibidakpo Miraku Oluwadame Lola. I'm out of the studio for you. Please stay out of trouble.